Hi, my household has been shopping with a low sodium or no sodium added diet for about 2 or 3 months. My daughter, who is about a year and a half old, she just got diagnosed with a chronic kidney disease. And so sodium intake is really important for her blood pressure. It's really important that we eat low sodium foods because if she were to have too much sodium, her blood pressure actually would rise and it would cause kidney damage. Yeah, we shop pretty specifically for that, and it's actually really hard to find foods that she likes that don't have a lot of sodium in them because she's so young. It affects our household quite a bit. I have to be very mindful about foods that I serve. I have to make most of the food in the house. I can't buy very many packaged foods, and so that really limits what we can eat as a family. So I shop for low sodium foods every time I shop, and typically when I go to the store, I have my regular stuff that I buy. I buy, fruits and vegetables, and things like that. But then it's oftentimes when I go and I shop either for meat or dairy products or prepackaged or any kind of snack food. Almost all of those tend to have a lot of sodium in them. It's a lot of sodium added that's not needed. And that causes me to feel very frustrated. I feel kind of stressed, a little vulnerable, and kind of unsure about what I'm feeding my child. Even some of the meat, actually, it will say that sodium is added, but it won't say actually how much sodium content is actually in the meat. So that's really frustrating because I may be giving my child meat and I may be giving her extra sodium, and there's actually not very many. It's really difficult to find a label to see actually how much sodium is in that product. So needless to say, I'm frustrated. I prepare for shopping quite differently now. Especially I have to meal plan almost everything. I have to make a pretty extensive list and have almost all of my meals planned out for the entire week. And so that definitely changes things for me. I shop differently. I'll be honest, I actually try not to take my kids with me anymore, although I used to, just because it's so stressful to have kids with me when I'm trying to look at all these labels. So that has definitely changed. I do make a lot of choices differently now. I very rarely will buy prepackaged foods anymore. I used to, but almost all of them have a lot of sodium. And I have to really I have to make a lot of different choices. And honestly, what influences me is just the healthfulness of the food, whether or not it's been processed. I do shop at different stores. I do actually go to many different stores to find what I need. I'll go to Whole Foods, I'll go to Aldi, and I'll go to Walmart typically. Those are my three, but I have to shop actually in more stores to find what I have two products that could benefit from more labeling. This product right here is organic mac and cheese from Aldi, and it looks super healthy. The labeling looks healthy, but the sodium content is actually 520 milligrams for just a half of this package. That's a lot of sodium, and I think that there should be labels for that kind of thing. That's actually a quarter of the sodium that an adult needs in an entire day, just in mac and cheese that most kids eat. So I would think that a high sodium label would be really helpful. Also, just a fresh whole chicken that I got. It's injected with sodium solution, and it does have the sodium content on it. It's about 150 milligrams per 4 ounces, but it would be really helpful for it to say maybe just a little bit more about it, because most people, when they cook, they add salt. Well, I can't add salt actually to this chicken, because if I do, that actually ups the salt content too much. So it would be really helpful to have a label that says that it has a lot of sodium in it. So some prepackaged foods actually do have great labels. This one right here, these Ritz crackers, I would never buy Ritz crackers for my daughter because they obviously have a lot of sodium. But this one actually says a low sodium choice, and it says hint of salt, and that was super helpful for me. So I actually buy these now almost every time I go because my daughter loves crackers. So those are a great choice. Also, the wheat thins, these also say hint of salt, and they say low sodium on them. So that was really helpful for me as well. She doesn't actually like these as much, but I still really appreciated the label, and I would not buy crackers without that label. Most crackers, if they don't have that label, then they're not good. The other one that I really appreciated, I actually got these from Aldi, and these are maple pumpkin. They are based off of the Kind bars, but what I love are the ingredients are really simple. And if you can see the sodium label, it's only 75 milligrams, so it's not bad at all. So I